There we go. All right. All right, last thing I need is that up. We have an ad going. 49 seconds. Oh, of course, as soon as I pop it out, it stops telling me. I wonder why that's broken. Twitch, you broke your stuff. Your stuff's not working anymore. It's very, very weird. The pop-out just doesn't work anymore. Don't know why. Oh, I guess we'll keep an eye out for things then. Let's go ahead and start the stream. All right, how's it going? How's it going? How's it going? Okay, so we're going to continue programming today. There's a lot. Oh, I gotta watch out. I have lots of dogs around me. Make sure I don't. Okay then. All right, I moved my chair a little bit, so make sure that I don't roll over any dog feet. Oh, these silly little dogs. Okay, anyway. Let's start programming. So pretty much, I've been thinking a lot about the program, and because we found out last time that I could potentially write a loop which will just update the animation window in CV2, and it actually kind of works. It worked surprisingly well. So naturally, because of that, we tried to start building up some code. We call it the sequencer, I believe. Yeah, this one right here. This code right here. The idea was that we would put all of our pictures into memory, and then from there, I could then proceed to start doing all of the stuff that I wanted. Well, shortly after stream, it kind of crashed. As in, it completely, all memory gone, like it just was not working. I had to go back and reboot the entire computer. So yeah, that's not going to work. We're going to have to think about another way to do this. So yeah, so I've been thinking more about it to try and figure it out, because we have an obvious memory issue. I did think about maybe transferring all of this over to the GPU. Since the GPU is where a lot of people tend to utilize the graphics, like, why not send it over there? That way we could hold all the images in memory. I mean, if a video game, like Grand Theft Auto 5, if that can run at its rate with as many graphics and images and such, then my little tiny dinky thing should run perfectly fine. So that was one solution that I had. One solution was to utilize CUDA cores and the GPU. So that was the one idea that I had. Oh. And then the other idea that I was thinking about was just kind of streamlining the process on my end to begin with. Because right now there's a lot of little bits and pieces here and there that are not really optimized. So today, we're in optimization hell today. That is exactly what we're doing. Now for that, right there, the first thing that I thought about doing, I've actually already started implementing. So here we have a code called joblib. For those who don't know, joblib is a fantastic package that is pretty much for saving and loading neural networks. I forgot for a second. Yeah, it's for saving and loading neural networks. The idea is that you have a neural network that you've been working on. You kind of want to save it for later. So what you end up doing is you will use joblive to dump it out of memory. And then when you need it, you can then reload it back into memory. Now, it has a function called parallel and delayed, which allows you to run things in parallel. So naturally, the first thing I thought about doing was setting it up so that loading images is all in parallel. So yeah, that's what I'm doing right here, right now. All of the loading of images and processing them will be done in parallel, because if you remember, the avatar is made up of many different frames. If we hop over back to here it is right here, you can see we have body, VR, then there's the accessories, the eyes. It's made up of all of these individual components, and we're processing them individually based off of, actually this one doesn't have, this one doesn't have any modifiers. Let's go to Curious. Here we go. We'll go to Curious. Oh yeah, these are... okay, let's go to our... Here it is, this one. Curious, idle. Here it is. Frame config right here. So... oh. Actually, this doesn't have it... wait. Alright, no modifiers here either. Okay. Layer config right here. Here, modifiers. There you go. Okay, perfect. So yeah, we have modifiers right here, as you can see. And the idea is that what we can do is when we're running through, it will apply all of the said modifiers. It'll load up the images, then apply the modifiers. And then once we finally get to the final bit, it will composite all of the image together. And then from there, I thought about other ways of optimizing. So if you go over here to image manipulation, yeah, overlay. This code right here originally had a for loop. In fact, why don't I go ahead and show you the changes? Come on, where's our... nope. Come on, where's the git hit? There it is, git. Right down there at the bottom. Let's see, there's animation, layer mode, framer. Here it is, image manipulation, right here. Let's go back and look at this change that we made. Down we go, down we go. Ah, here you go. So if you look here, originally it was a for loop. Voila, right here, if you can see. Yep, originally a for loop, and now after going through, I realized, oh wait, because it doesn't make sense to go do a for loop on a numpy array, because it's an array. It's in C++. Like, you can just do the array calculations on the array. Like, why am I running a for loop here? So I ended up concatenating that, shrinking it down. So now we're doing all of the array calculations, as you can see here, within a single line. That way I don't have a for loop. So this actually helps speed things up a bit as well. I think there's a bug in here though, because some of the alpha channeling is messed up, so I still need to figure it out, make sure. Though that just might be me finagling with things. But yeah, now what we're trying to do is further decrease this. Now, one option that I had was over here, because technically I don't do any kind of processing at all when I'm transitioning my images over to when I'm doing the transformation. So the way that my data is currently structured is in a layer type format. Let's go over here to the sample. Here we go, right here. Now, if we go into anger, arms. Oh, let's not do arms. Let's do eyes. So here you can see, here are all of the animation panels for eyes. There they are. All of the panel eyes. Check it out. I can make a blink. If we actually ran this, we could make it blink forever. But you get the idea. Now the thing is This surprising, I do not know how it is being run in Python. I have a feeling that it's loading the entire thing and it's all being stored in memory. And if you look, that's actually, there isn't actually a whole lot of space being used here. Like, I could zoom in to, let's see, how many percentage do we need to zoom in? Man, about 300% zoom, and we're still not, we're just barely scratching where the eyes are located. So yeah, one of the other things I thought about doing for speeding this up is reducing the, well, it's the idea, general idea is to reduce the size of the, is to reduce the size of the layer, because I can easily find out where to pinpoint, like, oh, in order to crop all of this information in here, the lowest point is, I don't know, pixel 420. So like here, this pixel right here, which was right here, 400. You know, we just need a basic. We just need a basic for, you know, a tuple with 4 integers. The 2 positions for the bottom left, and then the width and the height that needs to be copied over. So, you know, this could be, I don't know, but you get the idea. You get the idea. I don't need to actually figure out the exact number. But the idea is that we grab it here, and then I can reduce the size of this. And then when it comes to loading it, suddenly the program will have, you know, a significantly reduced amount of memory that is needed for loading, or, you know, bringing this in, because we'll have pre-processed it to shrink it down in size. So that's one thing right there that I was thinking of. So, and then another thing that I was also thinking of is trying to reduce the amount of memory that is needed fully. And that, the way of doing that is by, you know, because if you look here, we have a whole lot of different layers. Technically, I don't need all of these layers loaded at once. I can generate the composite at the very end, particularly all of the composites that are, the variations of the composites. And then from there, it should just be, those 3 images should be loaded into memory, as opposed to all of these. And by doing that, then, oh yeah, then I can easily, this should all fit into memory very nicely, and it should be nice and simple. And I think that that would probably be the best way of doing it, because then we'd have a decrease in the amount of memory needed for loading images, would have a decrease in the amount of memory that is needed for combining and overlaying, and we would also have a decrease in how many times this has to cycle through. So yeah, that's what I plan to do. So yeah, that's kind of the idea that I've been thinking of. Now, if we hop over here to the code, if you can see, as I mentioned, I've started already organizing, so we're now running this in parallel. I kind of want to also set the code up. I'm trying to determine if I can run this parallel with other parallels. I'm going to test it out. Oh yeah, I am totally going to test this out and see if I can do it, because if I can run in parallel the loading of the images. Hey, Fox on Main, how's it going? But yeah, if I can totally run the processing of images in parallel and then run the sequence of images in parallel, then that's definitely gonna give us a huge boost in speed. But I think right now the first thing I'm going to do is try and optimize the images here. Because if I can decrease the amount of memory in the loading side of things, then that should definitely help dramatically when it comes to the later part. Oh yes, super. I am I am super excited about that as well. I saw online that a lot of people are like the emulation scene. Oh, the emulation scene is picking up. I am so happy about that. I am. Let's see here. Ah, there it is. Emulation Wiki. Emulation Wiki, my best friend. Oh yeah, they love to. It is interesting to see how often they do this. So yeah, apparently PlayStation 5 emulation is starting to pick up. For instance, here you can see like 20 games are now working with KYTY PS5, and is currently actively in development. And then Sharpie Emu is also in active development. So it is nice to see. Oh, I heard about that. In order to buy Blu-rays, you have to have the highest subscription. Like that is, I guess Sony just really hates animation. Like, why do something so stupid? Doesn't it make more sense to make it so that everybody, you'd want everyone to be able to uh, increase the audience for purchasing? I can remember when I was younger, I would always go to the store and buy random box sets of anime. That's how I ended up finding out of a lot of different anime. And the fact that they're trying to hide it behind a subscription, that just makes me go, whew. Well, poo on you, Sony. I know. It's the exact opposite of what logical sense. You would want to make it so that everybody would be able to buy it, not just the high subscription users. So yeah, it's a very strange. Sony is, I guess they don't like their business. I remember somebody saying that Sony is one of these weird companies where they go through cycles where they, yeah, Sony is one of these companies that go through cycles where they really love their customers, so they do lots of things to try and make them really happy. You see that with the PlayStation and the PlayStation 2, and then they end up like going insane for a day or so, and then they'll come up with a lot of very strange anti-consumerist practices. That's what happened with the PlayStation 3. And then it tanks, like they start losing lots of money and such. So then they go, oh crap, we shat the bed. We need to, start loving the customers again, which is why the PS4 was so great. And then it looks like the PS5 is them, smearing the bed again. And I can't wait to see what this PS6 is going to be like. I have a strong feeling that this is going to be, a giant mustard stain all across the bed. Okay, let's see here. Yay, auto mod. Oh, let me see. Maybe I can turn that off right now. Let me see. Okay, I allow that. I wonder if the auto mod will, Okay. Okay, so I just added that so hopefully that will, there you go. There we go. Hopefully that will work. Yep, there we go. Okay. I do not. Yeah, for some reason, Twitch switched over to some other system for when it comes to auto modding. And it's very strange. Either way. 75% compatibility. Super excited about that. I actually remember when I've been keeping an eye on the emulation scene forever. Same here. I like to run my own stuff as well. I can remember back when the RPCS3 only had 30% compatibility. Oh, I was tracking this emulator as much as the next person. Actually, let me see here. Let's get back over here real quick. Before I get back to program, I want to see one thing. I'm very curious. One thing I'm curious about. Oh, that's not good. All right, you. Wow, that's all over the place now. That's kind of nice. Yes, I understand. We're looking for the here it is, compatibility. Zone of the Enders. And it's still new game. Oh yeah. Oh, it's still just an in-game. I've been waiting forever for the emulator to update so it would fix the problems with Zone of the Enders. And it's still... Well, every single time they have a major update, I always check the game. So, to be true, I actually checked, I think it was 2 months ago? I checked 2 months ago to see if it was still having compatibility problems. And yeah, Zone of the Enders is still having jittering and stuttering. Which is a bit of a shame, but eventually the game will run flawlessly. Zoe 2 works great. I played it on the... I played Zoe 2 all the way through. And yeah, in fact, here's my report right here. When did I post this? 2020. Oh my. 6 years ago I had posted this. Yeah, there's micro stutter in the vectors, no trouble with gameplay. I did end up having an issue where the graphic engine kind of crashed and I had to restart it. But I was able to go from start to finish with relatively small bugs. But then it came down to Zoe 1. This one right here, Zoe 1. Or is it you, my friend? Okay, yeah, I don't see my, I don't know where my response is, but nonetheless, this game right here, Zoe 1, oh, once you get to one of the bosses, you end up going from a nice 60 frames per second to a slideshow of 12. And I think it's because the boss is just ludicrously intense when it comes to particle effects. Once you get past him, I guess the best way to say it is it's kind of the combination of the extra large maps and the particle effects, because when you're in relatively small areas, Zoe 1 runs perfectly. But when you get into the bigger areas, man, is it run like a slideshow. They claim they was locked at... Oh. I'll have to try it again later. I'll have to try it and then post here on the forums to tell them how it's going. But I digress. Let's get to program. Enough getting distracted. Let's get to programming. So as I mentioned, what I want to do right now is start reorganizing this here. So the first thing I want to do is I think the first thing I want to do is we're going to add to the crop from, or we're going to add to this from micro. Oh, haha. That sounds interesting. I am. Yeah, I've been seeing. It depends on. I've been watching a lot of the various YouTubers out there, and some of them, they talk a lot about how AI is now helping speed them up and such. And then it's interesting. It's interesting. Here we go. Right here, because they will mention they'll mention things along the lines of, "Oh, it helps speed things up. I can now write code 10 times faster. It's able to allow me to start building out a plan and figure things out." And then in the very next breath, "Oh yeah, 50% of it is absolute garbage and I have to dump it." Like 50%? So you're running this thing, it gives you 50% garbage, and then you have to spend your time sifting through the garbage and go, "Oh, this turned out great." That is that's an interesting bracket for success. Actually, thinking about it, maybe I don't need this right here. No, we should probably put it here for now. I can combine it later. So what we're going to do here is this is going to be auto crop. This is an auto crop function. And the idea is it's going to take an image, and then it's going to return an image union, and this is pretty much a tuple. An image union, an image union, and then another tuple, which will happen to be 4 ints. Because the idea here is that we pass in an image, it will load the image up, find where the min and the max, where all of the dimensions are of where we can crop, and then it will cut it out. Now this is under the assumption, so I should probably put here, under assumption that this has alpha channel. Let's see. Hello, Adhey. Ah, that's an interesting name. How's it going? Yeah, 46 processors to automate right out. What is an essential feature that you think they'll add after 3 years that you would have thought should have been a day one thing? Okay, let's see here. We have 46 processes that run via Power Automate right now, and you're done with those after they added a new feature. So what's the new feature? Oh, I'd have to think about that. Is it a... All right, you should just go ahead and tell me. I'm very bad at playing guessing games. Odds are, it's as soon as you say it, the very first thing I'm going to... Wait, they don't have logging. They don't have what? What? Logging is missing. That's like... That is the... It's not a native... Like, logging is like one of the most basic things any program needs, because this tells you what's going on. 3 years. What is wrong with these people? What is wrong with these people? That is, yeah, I could... That is nuts. That is nuts. You would think that would have been one of the first things. Man, that is nuts. That you would think that, like, again, logging is one of the. I know sometimes a lot of programmers don't like it, but logging is like one of those major things that is, like, everybody wants to use, or it's something that's major because otherwise you won't know what's going on in your black box of code, and you won't know where the error is occurring. This is one reason why they always teach people to print out information. Okay, let's see here. So first things first, there's our image. We'll call this the loaded image. This is going to be an array. Oh, and this should be, we can actually have a load image. Oh, wait. Actually, this should already be, the image should already be loaded, so we actually don't need to load that. So now what we need to do is we need to find out where all of our values are. So I think the first, let's see. There's the crop. This is an ND array though, so. Oh, first things first, we need to find out where, all of the data is located. Let's see, do I have an image open right now that I can take advantage of? Rowan Basin. And that's why that does not. Actually, what? Apparently, yeah. Apparently, if you want to, I heard that Microslop has. They just pushed out another update that just destroyed everything. I keep hearing that. Like every single time I hear more about our good old friends over there, it sounds like they're destroying more and more of their own credibility, which is very strange. Let's see here. Is it in emo folders? No, it's not. Oh yeah, that's a POSAC, so that's also a POSX. Where's our actual POSX? I have a feeling it's not loaded. Yep, the answer is it's not loaded. Oh, hey. Now, right now what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to optimize my code as much as possible. Because what I want to do is set up my program here to start. I'm trying to force Python to do something that is not really, well, it's technically designed to work this way, but it would make more sense to do another program. So after I'm done messing about here, I'm going to move over to C and get it to actually work. But the idea is to build a program in Python which will stream pictures information into a video buffer and then allow me to control that via key commands like this. Actually, I can probably run this. Wait. Expected indices, 283. Actually, that might be, oh yeah, because I'm busy. All right. Yeah, I'm busy working on that. All right, so we have auto crop here. Why don't we go ahead and run the code here? so I can get my image. So let's let that run for a second. Oh, okay. Let's see here. This is the... Oh, maybe... Well, okay, maybe, I think I was just about to crash my game. I think I was just about to crash it again. Let's, clear our memory real quick. Let's just load up to FramerDict here. Right here will work. Perfect. There we go. Okay. Trust the processing. That's what I'm hoping. And if you're talking about Microsoft, then yeah, I will hold my breath until I see, because I am not, I'm very curious. Actually, I did watch a recent video from Primogen. He was talking about they were talking about what I actually think would work great for the AI models, and that is refactoring code into different languages. So apparently Bun was refactored from Zig to Rust. Yeah, it was refactored from Zig to Rust, and they used an AI model to do the transfer over. We have you. Aha, so let's go ahead and grab 0. This is our first frame. This is what we want. Let's go ahead and grab our image. We'll call this image. That way it'll go ahead and compile it for me. See, look at that. It took how many seconds? 39. It took 2 seconds. All right, so it took 2 seconds to go through and compile all of the images. So here you can see it's loading up all the images, then it's adding the alpha overlays and compiling it. So it worked pretty well, actually. Let's see here, F. I'm actually a bit curious. Because I mentioned earlier, I think that there's a glitch right now in my... no, it actually worked fine. Perfect. All right. Tail's missing. Oh, no, there it is right there at the bottom. Perfect. Okay. Hey, everything's working. Nice. Okay. All right. I wonder why it was messed up last time. Maybe it was something else. Anyway. Let's see here. Yeah. Funny. Oh, that's fun. That's crazy. That's crazy. Actually, I am very agitated because as I mentioned earlier, I'm still in between jobs trying to find work. And a lot of these big companies like Disney and let's see here. Which ones are over here in Hong Kong? Yeah, there's Disney. There is a variety of different banks. There's so many places here which are pretty large, and they're constantly trying to hire, but then they don't hire anybody, and then they keep putting ads out for the exact same positions. I can't tell you how many times I applied to Disney for doing data engineering just to have them say, "We're sorry, we're sorry, your application did not meet, it didn't go through," and then they put the ad straight back out again. I'm sitting there thinking, I meet the requirements. I've been doing programming for God knows how long, and what are you guys looking for? Oh, I think you'll probably have a nice good rest. All right, so our image is set. So here's image. Now, what we want to do is we want to find... Oh, actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and do this real quick. Here it is. I want to check out the 4th channel. I need to remember it needs to be 3. Thank you. Oh, that is good. That is very good. Okay. Oh yeah, that is... I'm trying to get down here. There we go. Yeah, that is very good. Look at that. So all I need to do is find out where the pixels are, and then I can crop it. Could not connect to the Could not connect to console process. We had a... Oh, we have an error. I wonder why. Okay, let's rerun the code. I think I know why. I have a strong suspicion I know why. And it has everything to do with JobsLib. Apparently, from what people have been saying, JobsLib, the parallel here, sometimes it doesn't release memory. So I might need to... Let's see. I probably actually can go ahead and do this with parallel as process. There we go. That should force it to close, hopefully. And hopefully that will force it to close, and it won't... I don't know, we'll find out. But anyway. Oh, that is a good question. I've given up on I would just usually just do a mass batch update for Linux, because I'll update it and then well, I might just be the Ubuntu setup, but I'll update it and then an hour later, hey, you have updates. I'll be sitting there thinking, I just updated you. Why do you want to update again? All right, so let's see here. We have image. Let's see. I'm trying to think of a good way to do this. This is going to be the alpha. There's alpha D size data any. There's sort. I bet there is... Oh, hey, compress. I bet there is a way to... They actually have dump and fill. Interesting. I bet there's a way to identify the first point when there is a... I don't... They should have apply. Lambda x, if x is greater than 0. Actually, no. We're just looking for all of those where it's greater than 0. That is a lot of packages. That should take forever. That is a lot of 920 packages. Oh. That is ludicrous. Hey, nothing really. How's it going? All right, let's see here. all right then. It did. I've been having fun working on him. In fact, that's what we're currently doing right now. Where? Thank you. Okay. So what we're doing is we're going to look for where. All right, so NP where? So NP where? And then this will be where alpha is greater than 0. Hey, perfect. I am using Python right now because I'm trying to force Python to be as fast as possible when it probably won't be able to. I really should hop over to C and just start programming there, but I guess old habits. Actually, let's see here. It's given me 2 arrays. Oh, this actually would be perfect if I have a feeling. So let's go ahead and call XY. So X. X happens to be, what's the min for X? 233. Okay then. What's the length of X? Okay, I don't... Yeah, okay, I don't think, yeah, I don't think that would be the... That's not right. Let's see. But yeah, the shape is massively large. Maybe the max. We want the min and the max of the X and Y. Oh, I bet that's it. I bet that is it. So if that's the case, why don't we hop over to here? So this happens to be... Oh, we're just going to assume that this is going to be an ND array right now. Image or np.where image is greater than 0. This happens to be we're going to be looking at the alpha channel. This will be XY. And this happens to be X as an array. And then Y also happens to be an array. And then from here we can go X min. I think rewrite it in assembly for speed. Oh, no thanks. I still need to learn assembly. Rewrite in C++. That's the idea. That's ultimately the idea in the end. Nothing really. I still need to... I have fun watching the when assembly is being explained, but learning how to I do need to learn how to... I probably do need to look into assembly at some point. There's a... Let's see here. There's a program called... Let's see here. Kahidra. Yeah, this guy here. It's a reverse engineering software. Apparently, you can get a copy of it. I think this is the repo for it right now. Yeah, here we go. Here's the repo right here. Yeah, at one point in time, long ago, so I guess you could say maybe like 10 years ago, I ended up getting a hold of this program and I was like, hey, I can use this to translate PlayStation 1 games. There's a PlayStation 1 game that I've been wanting to translate forever. So I thought I should go try and translate it. So what I ended here, it is right here. This game right here. This was released on the PlayStation 1 in 2001. It is a Japanese exclusive visual novel game. Back then I was really into You're Under Arrest. I had no clue this existed. I ended up buying the box sets off of Overstock.com. Is Overstock still a thing? I'll have to check it up later, but there was a website called Overstock.com, and they would used to have very good deals on anime box sets. And I happened to go, oh, here's a 4 box set of a TV show I never heard of. Hey, Goku, thanks for the follow. So it's like, oh, hey, look at this. They have this box sets. I should totally buy it, and I did. I've watched it. It's still a thing. Okay. All right, that's good to know. The question is do they still have good deals? You used to... Ooh. But yeah, and then pretty much I watched this show, fell in love with it, found out they had a PlayStation game, and was like, oh, I totally want to play this. Found out, sadly, there are 0 translations for this game. None whatsoever. It's a fun show. It's about... it is a police drama. Well, okay. As much as a drama can get when it comes to these types of... when it comes to... Let's see here. What exactly genre is this? I remember that the anime was mostly comedy. It was a comedy about these 2 ladies here, Natsumi and Miyuki. And what they did was they're pretty much police officers who don't necessarily follow the lines. They tend to cause trouble. And an example being, there's a person who's trying to, I don't know, steal a purse, so they end up torturing the person and whatnot by having the purse eat them. It's weird. I would recommend watching it. I enjoyed it a lot. I had a lot of fun with it. But the main point is that I fell in love with the show when I bought this randomly, and then I wanted to play the game. It didn't exist, or the translation didn't work, so I thought I would toss it into Gehidra, this software here, this guy, and see if I could translate it, because apparently there are a couple frameworks for Gehidra which allows you to convert you can reverse PlayStation games. And I was thinking I will reverse engineer You're Under Arrest for the PlayStation so that I would make it easier to translate. Come to find out, the reverse engineering all went straight into assembly.